To get some reaction from inside the Liverpool dressing room. Before we get that though, I've just been reading over while you've been speaking an interview with Virgil Van Dijk, who of course is the captain and also has led the club to so much success in recent seasons. And to surmise the interview, he basically says there were nerves after conceding, they were trying to go for the equaliser at the same time. Everyone should be disappointed, everyone has to stand up and take responsibility. Losing at home to Forest in his eyes is very bad. Felt the goals were very easy. Bouncing back overnight is also not easy, but he says it's not a one-man show, it's down to all of them. He's not a quitter and none of them should be.
No, listen, no one at this football club's a quitter and never has been. You don't build a dynasty like this by quitting at the first hurdle. Of course you don't. In football carries so many challenges and so many things change overnight in football, and a week can be a long time, can't it? But what they've got to be careful of now is they need just to calm down, just to take a breath, no one get carried away, and we just work our way back into it. They need to start producing results quick, because for me, the league now has become, winning the Premier League has become a very difficult ask. You're now looking at Champions League, and the whole dynamics change if you don't make Champions League. Financial fair play kicks in, because you're not making as much money revenue-wise from the Champions League. Sponsorship deals, I'm sure, are all made around Champions League qualification. Your power to attract players to the football club, again, Champions League plays into it. So you've got to be careful that you're still in the mix at the end of the season. You can't drop out of the Champions League. This club can't be out of the Champions League. So they've got to find a solution. They've got to do it quick. Yeah,
we're back here midweek, of course, to face PSV in the Champions League, but just in terms of the overall picture for the league, I mean, it is very rare that a side would lose more than 5 Premier League games and still win the title. I think Manchester City, the only side who've done it, and that was once in the last 7 years. So the big picture, doesn't look too great at the moment. There is a long way to go still. Anything can happen. We've seen that before.
Yeah, the one thing is you never write off Liverpool. We've made the impossible possible, and it's not looking good right now. There's no doubt about that. The stats don't say it looks good. Only Man City have done it in the last 7 years. So it's not great reading, but the main thing is we get in and around the Champions League spots. We focus back on trying to get back into winning games again. Literally just keep in touch. Don't lose too much pace. And it is quite a bad defeat today, because you can see that gap, and obviously dropping into the bottom half of the table is never pretty reading. But Virgil said they've got the players there. They all need to step up. Every one of them. It's not on one person. There's a dressing room there full of internationals. You have to just take the ownership together. It's not on one person to lead us out of this. And I think, come Christmas, we'll get a better understanding of where we're at.
Yeah, it's not obviously ever on just one person, is it? But that would go with everything today in terms of even some of the defensive aspects of the goal. It starts from the front defending. It's an entire team effort.
There's no one individual that makes you lose 3-0. Listen, there was really a lot of poor performances today. A lot of players need to look at themselves and say, that's just not good enough. I understand nerves, but listen, Neve's played for the club. She knows what the ethos is all about. I played for the club. You've been around the club for years, Becky. You know what it demands, what the expectation is of this football club. It's like you have to be a winner, otherwise you're moved on. It's as simple as that. So, the expectation, the pressure is massive at this football club. But you're here for a reason. You're here because you're a good footballer, and because they think you can handle the pressure. So, show everyone you can do it. Listen, we've done it over the last 7 years. The players that have been through this club 7 years have been magnificent. What they've given us, we can only thank them for what they've done, their efforts and all that. But we're in a bad time right now, and them players have still got to figure it out and take ownership of their own performances collectively. But as individuals, like Neve said, you go out as an individual, you do your best at what you can do and hope that everybody else does. The other 10 players do it, you'll be all right. You be the one that comes in and goes, do you know what, I give 100%, didn't leave anything out there. Don't be the one that comes in going, could have done better today. Because there's 6 or 7 of them who come in that dressing room today, and you can't do it in the Premier League. You can't be 6 or 7 players down in any game of football in the Premier League, because you get beat, and you'll get beat 3-0 at Anfield. Doesn't matter who you are. So listen, now's the time just to take a breath, just everyone calm down and let the manager figure it out, because that's what he gets paid to do at the end of the day. So let's just give him time to all take a breath.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We are going to do exactly that and take a breath here. We're going to a break, but fingers crossed some reaction from the dressing room hopefully on the way. But either way, Jason and Niamh will be back to talk Champions League in a couple of minutes. Yeah, welcome back pitchside to Anfield, where it has been, no denying, a really, really difficult afternoon for Liverpool, beaten 3-0 at home by Nottingham Forest. Let's get the thoughts of the boss. Arne Slot is speaking with Sky Sports.
Arne, it's another tough moment, isn't it, for Liverpool right now? What do you put that down to? Why is it not working?
The first half hour, I think, players did what you were hoping for, played with a lot of energy, created enough chances to go a goal up. But then we conceded a set piece and that changed the momentum and the game completely. Afterwards, I think we struggled a lot to find openings, to find chances that we were able to find in the first half hour. So I tried to make a couple of changes, to make a couple of adjustments that didn't work out the way I wanted. Big disappointment. And said just a second ago, in the end, when things go well, things don't go well. It's in the end, it's always my responsibility.
Is it more than just game plans, though? More than just team sheets? Is there a lack of confidence, a lack of belief, a bit of nervousness in and around the players?
I don't feel this, and I don't see this also in the first half hour. But what you do see is that after we go 1-0 down, we struggled afterwards. Struggled in the sense that we weren't able to create as many chances the half hour before. Then, you try to pump them up, try to give them the information they need to start the second half well, and immediately after the start of the second half, we conceded the 2-0. Yeah, that again is a big blow for us and a big boost in confidence for them. And the players kept on trying. I cannot blame them on that. But it was very difficult for us to find an opening. And when we had an opening, they blocked every single shot we had.
That's just it, scoring goals as well, isn't it? So what's the biggest problem for you right now to try and find a solution, to try and solve?
The solution is not that far away, because we are in almost every game we're able to create chances. And it isn't as if we give away 10 chances in a game. But at this moment of time, we're having a bad cocktail. So the chances we create don't go in, and almost every chance the other team creates or gets goes in. But that will not go on forever. But we also have to look at ourselves, what we can do better when we concede a goal. Because that we are conceding too many goals. And at this moment of time, I think 2 games in a row now where we haven't scored. So that is something we have to do better, and we try to work on that every single day. You
can feel in and around this area that we're in, the mood is pretty low right now. I imagine in the locker room as well, it's even lower. I wouldn't say rock bottom, but I would imagine it's bad.
Yeah, and it should be like this. So no matter what kind of run of form you're in, but if you lose at home 3-0 against a team that did really well today, but it's not for our standards that we are losing a home game with 3-0. So, and if you add to that the run of form we are in, it should be, we should all be very disappointed. And but we also know that in a few days, Champions League is coming up, and the players that we have available at this moment of time, have to find their energy again and go again in 3 or 4 days. And this is what I can only say they've done every single time we've played. Every game we play, players have given everything, and as long as they do this, I think the results are not so far away.
And from a supporter's point of view, watching in the stands after the 3rd goal was conceded, quite a few left, made their way to the exit, round about 80 minutes or so with 10 remaining. Doesn't really happen a lot at Anfield, but can you understand why they decided to go?
No, it doesn't really happen a lot at Anfield that we lose with 3-0. So, you tell me this. I told the players afterwards that the fans were till the end there for us, singing. Even after the final whistle, they were singing for us. So So I felt it a bit differently than what you were saying, but I don't think it's completely strange that if you're 3-0 down, a few people go home. But the majority were still there to support the team, in my opinion.
And they'll be there next week.
They will be there on Wednesday, that's for sure. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Arne.
They will be indeed against PSV. We will speak about that game in just a moment. But just to get your thoughts on that interview, he said at the start he was taking full responsibility for the result, Jason. He says he believes the turnaround is not too far away. Your thoughts?
The obvious disappointment was there to be seen, yeah. I think it was an honest assessment. He's trying to find the positives in it, a bit like us, to be honest. He's trying to find the positives in such a negative. He probably said what we did. First half hour it was there to be seen. Liverpool were the better team. They were on top. They didn't take their opportunities, and then they got stung, and then they got stung again. He's right. When he says there's not a nervousness, I'm not as a believer of that answer. I think right now there is a nervousness. I think that was proven in the fact when they went 1-0 down, everything went to pieces, and then we should have been 2-0 down. They got let off with the opportunity. It was handball, which is still not a handball. But yeah, it was an honest assessment. He's in a difficult position right now. He's got to find the answers, and everywhere he turns, it's not the answer. So he's looking for another one. But you don't get long in this game. You don't get a lot of time to find the answer. Certainly a club of this enormity, it's starting to get into crisis.
I mean, he was always refreshingly honest, isn't he, and open, Arne Slot, and it probably will be, I think, without doubt, the most difficult moment of his managerial career at the moment, trying to find the answers, as Jason says, and a way out of this into better times.
For sure. I mean, champions coming into the defending your title, and it's not been good, has it? The form has been horrendous, really, in terms of what we expect, especially here at home. So, yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's a very difficult moment for Arne, and probably his first real big test now at the club as well. So, he's looking for the answers. It starts again on Wednesday in the Champions League. It's a quick turnaround that can be a blessing sometimes to try and put a bad performance behind you. But yeah, it's not good at the moment, but it's a big test for him, and yeah, hopefully he can get us out of it.